Hey, I guess we're back.
Yeah.
No, hey,
Yeah, I think it's important to investigate those slumlords because some of the slumlords in the city of Wilmington, they have properties everywhere. They're making lots of money and they're overcharging for these if you want to call them houses or properties. And there's roaches and rats and they're not clean. So I definitely want to see more inspections and hold the slumlords accountable.
Hey, in this case, the mayor is a Democrat. Sounds like you're reading from his talking points, okay? And basically, he wanted that piece of legislation to be able to hold those people accountable. The significant part in the legislation that a lot of people have breezed over on this is that you're changing a criminal statute to a civil statute. And what that does is, under a criminal statute, same way if it was anything else, the city would have to take you to court and explain to a judge why they have to fine your property, take your property, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
In a civil situation, okay, the city can seize your property if you have outstanding fines and other violations and seize your property. Then you would have to go to court and tell the judge why you need your property back. Okay, and so that's why it was important to keep owner occupied out of the civil arena. However, keep the landlord tenants in the civil arena and keep the vacant properties in the civil arena so that they can manage that situation.
Why does that make me feel like walking on a tightrope? As you explained that, I just imagined myself 1,000 feet in the air on a little tightrope. You know, as you just gave me that scenario, I don't know why that's.
And the abalone that you're feeling, I felt for 4 years. Quite frankly, you can go back and read my op-ed from October of 2018, and if you want to, it's on my website, CiroAdamsCityCouncil.com. Please go and read the op-ed. You'll see that what I said 2 years ago is the same thing I said today, and that was the exact reason why I said you got to keep owner-occupied properties out. I'm not going to let you simply seize someone's home, whether it be grandmom, whether it be your uncle, whether it be your brother or sister. Just stay out of that arena. We don't need that.
Whatever it is, like I don't want to see good people get thrown out of their houses.
Exactly.
Simply because they're a little down on their luck financially. Maybe they're missing a few payments with the water bill or whatever. That's not enough reason to throw somebody out of their house.
And understand, if you're behind payments in your water bill or sewer bill or even your taxes, call the tax department. It's the same way as your mortgage. Call them first. Don't have them chase you.
Right.
Okay. The director over there, Brett Taylor, and his team, okay, is very good trying to work something out with you.
Yes.
In fact, he's even mandated to work something out by the mayor in order to, hey, help you along, especially during these pandemic times.
Yes.
Okay. We all know the situation.
Yes.
Okay. And so, hey, call him. Call him.
You gotta
Yeah. Please don't wait till he calls you.
Right.
Okay, get out in front of the situation, make it work.
Yes.
And
you say that's Brett Taylor?
Well, that's he's the director, but yes, he runs the department.
Okay.
Okay, and he's doing a great job for the mayor. But quite frankly, the mayor and Brett and everybody else knows we got to work with people. Okay, this isn't the best of times, and so hey. We're flexible.
Yeah, the whole, so we've talked about education, we've talked about inner city youth and schools. We ran across a little bit of the economical situation. We just talked about housing. Let's talk about crime?
Oh, crime. Oh, okay.
And you said you didn't want to get into the police profiling, but I'm going to poke the bear and I'm going to poke you. And I'm going to, let's talk about that.
And I'll talk about that exactly. I am going to tell you, okay, again, I'm the Republican, so I'm the law and order guy. And hey, I support the police wholeheartedly.
Okay.
Okay. I do not, there is no pandemic of police misconduct. Let me say that right out front. Now, does that mean that misconduct does not happen? No, that is not what that means. What that means, it's not egregious as everybody has distorted the picture of. Are bad things happening? Yes, bad things do happen. Did I vote for body cameras? Yes, I voted for body cameras 2 years ago so we could see what's going on in these situations.
Right.
In fact, Councilman Oliver just had a movie shown last evening, okay, down the riverfront, body cam, which this, you know, hey, and if you watch the film, you'll get to see how the body cam showed exactly what happened.
Yes.
But that is one way of doing that. But if you go to my website again, CiroAdamsCityCouncil.com, you'll read my ideas of police reforms, one of which is very restrictive use of no-knock warrants. Okay, that's the Breonna Taylor issue.
Yes.
Okay, and so, hey, like you, I didn't even be aware that something like that existed. And so,
and you know, honestly, Ciro, I get it from both sides. Okay, so on one side of the coin, we have police officers, law enforcement who want to do their job.
Yes.
Their job is to allegedly bring in the bad guys. So if you're at a house, you don't knock on the door and say, "Excuse me, bad guy, I'm coming in to get you." Okay, like that's just ludicrous to even think something like that. On the other hand, you know, when you bang down the door to go get bad guy, recognize there may be other people in the home. You know what I mean? Like it could be other people in the house. Children could be sleeping in another room and, you know, they come running to the door. You can't blast them away. You cannot blast
I hear
them
you entirely.
away. Yes, I want that to be very clear.
Yeah, and the one issue with regard to Taylor, it was the boyfriend that shot at the police. One police were hit. However, the one policeman just fired all over and shot into even a different apartment. And that's basically the one that got indicted.
But
so that's an extreme situation.
If someone came busting in your house right now, wouldn't you, I mean, if you have a weapon, I know I certainly would start shooting like, who are you? You know, I'm going to ask questions later. So that's what the boyfriend did, not knowing who it was. It could have been some crazy men.
And that's why I'm saying to you, okay, that yes, there are cases that go bad. There are things that go sideways, certainly more often than we would like.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for saying
However, is that a pandemic? No. However, with regard to a no-knock warrant or something like that, we can certainly review how we do that.
Yes.
I was reading statistics where, you know, I think it was 44% of those search warrants are given as no-knock warrants. That's absolutely crazy. Okay, that to me is a Fourth Amendment violation. Okay, quite frankly, for search and seizure. It can't be 44%. Better be 4% next time I'm reading about it. Okay.
Okay.
And that's why I'm saying, go to my website, read about some of these police reforms, and you'll see where I stand on that. You'll find I try to be reasonable and pragmatic at the same time.
Well, you're the Republican, and you say that every chance.
Every chance I get, because hey, I'm the rare elephant here in the city of Wilmington.
Yes. Delaware is a blue state from top to bottom, and I can't say I agree or disagree with it. I just say it is a blue state.
Quite frankly. But again, hey, I think we need a Wilmington school district. I think that would be really important. Okay, then you can go in and, you know, hey, have the police visit and work with them. Okay, I think that the two issues that
walking the beat, getting to know the neighbors.
Oh my God, community policing is so critical.
I think that will save a lot of. We won't have as many black people getting their knee in the neck, you know, and Tamir Rice and all of these different things, because if the police officer and the families, the neighborhood, the community get to know each other, then then he can diffuse a lot of problems.
The George Floyd situation was horrible.
Yes.
And I wrote a long email to like 18,000 people, okay, to describe that situation. Okay, and please take the time to go back and read it. Okay, and I addressed that. Yes, we can't do that. That was a bad situation.
Yes, it was.
Now, to take that one situation, say every cop in America is racist and we have systemic problems because of that, I think is wrong.
It is
However,
wrong.
That guy's death was definitely wrong. Okay?
It is wrong to say that it's every single cop in America is crooked. I think that's wrong as well. However, to deny that there are bad bunches in the group that make it bad for everyone, honestly, there's too many of our children and black men who have been killed by racist police officers. The Blue Lives Matter, okay? And, it's just, that is a problem, Ciro. That is a problem.
I hear you. But I would rather you, instead of saying the word bunches, that you say, hey, there are a few, or there are those individuals that cause those problems. Okay?
There are individuals within the police force that cause those problems.
That's right, because I am unconvinced that there are bunches of cops out there that are problems. We got 319 uniformed individuals, police here in the city, and we got 375 in total in the police force. 375, 379. Okay, I think we added 4 because of the body cam program. So out of that 379 people, I am saying to you that, hey, I would doubt very much if you have even 5% in those people. They're very good service. But that 5% could very well cause some extreme problems. You wouldn't want one of those 375 people shooting somebody to death. And that's really where it becomes critical, and I understand that.
And for us, and I'm speaking about people that look like me in brown communities, we don't know who is and who isn't. So we don't know who to trust and who not to trust.
And that's
when the police come in our neighborhoods, we don't know. Are you here to kill us? Put your knee in our neck? Or are you here to actually help us? We don't know.
And I think it's sad that you don't know. They are there to help you. Okay? In critical times, you dial 911 and you want that police officer to show up. The black community, the super majority of the black community, 95%, want law and order and want the police on their corner.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
They want the police on the corner. Okay?
Good,
don't go
families.
listen to, Don't go listening to the 5% that say we want to defund the police. Okay? Which is another comment that was grossly distorted. Okay? When I said that, look, you got to separate black lives, which is such critically important, from a radical organization called Black Lives Matter. Okay? Those are two completely different things.
But the Black Lives Matters movement is a result of black lives not mattering. Did I get that right?
Yes. Well,
it is birthed from the people are sick and tired of being sick and tired of the proverbial knee in the neck. That's what that is.
And when you say Black Lives Movement, okay, I'm with you on that. Okay, I'm just not a fan of that radical organization. That's all.
And you continue to call them radical, and maybe they are. Because
defund the police is not a radical concept.
Well, when you had 400 years of a knee in your neck, you get a little tired of playing nice and being kind and forgiving. At some point, at what point do you stand up and you fight back, or you take that knee off your neck? And you have to understand that this is where those people are in their thinking. They tried to do it the nice way. They tried to do it the lawful way. They've attempted to do it in all of these non-violent ways, and it just isn't working. So they're at a point where their perspective very well may be, it's time to fight back. That's what the fist is for. Standing up in unity, fighting back. Because our lives matter. All lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter.
And what I'm saying to you is I'm not an advocate for any type of violence. Okay, and certainly what you're trying to espouse is important. Okay, but whether you go to Martin Luther King or anybody subsequent to that, okay, nonviolence is the way to make these approaches. Okay.
Agreed.
So so not the fight back situation. It's like, hey, how are we going to change this? Okay, and we have some strong advocates on city council. Okay, council president Hanifa Shabazz, council ladies Anthony Oliver.
Yeah.
Okay, the gentleman who sits next to me. Okay, Councilman Chris Johnson to my left. Okay, hey, I love it. Professional gentlemen all the time. but man, he is way out there on the left, but hey, he comes across always quiet demeanor, makes his argument. Okay, and hey, that's a gem too. Councilor Dixon, very close friend of mine, same way. Okay, again, I would say, I'm trying not to use first names here.
Right.
A very quiet demeanor. Okay, very demure lady. Okay, but hey, she makes her points and she makes her arguments very well.
Yes.
Not this loud, passionate Italian guy who happens to be a conservative Republican, which makes me an oddball anyway, and I only emphasize that by flaunting my hands. But
well, you know, I that's one of the things that I definitely relate to you on a personal level, Ciro, that Italian, that passion, you know, and it was an honor to be able to pass out some literature and to help to move your campaign forward in the community in which I live, to let people know that you exist. And I appreciate the opportunity for you to allow me to do that and work with your campaign.
Oh, absolutely. And I've been enjoyed having you, and we became good friends because of that.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I said, with regard to the Black community, whether it be the deciding yes vote on giving the Kirkwood Park to Howard High School so they could have a practice field. By the way, they did win a football championship after they had that practice field. Whether it be voting for discretionary funds so the kids can go get t-shirts and trophies at an event. There's a lot of whether it be working with bond council so that we could program some of those funds so you could redo Eden Park and PS DuPont. I mean, yes, I've been there for the community because it's been the fair and right thing to do, and I've always tried to be principled here on City Council.
Good.
Right.
And I want to say for the record, you know, I think it's important that people listening and tuning in understand very clearly that as much as I'm able to have relationships and build friendships with people, I am still a non-partial, you know, I'm impartial in my journalism because I'll ask the same question of any candidate, of any person, and if I see you doing well, I will applaud you. And if I see you misbehaving, I'm going to bring that to the forefront as well. Ciro, you and I, you know, we're both passionate. We don't always agree on the same things, and we can get pretty loud here in your house, you know, and other places, because we haven't always agreed on everything. But I want to close out this interview with your thoughts on something that I saw on Facebook not too long ago. I saw a white supremacist group and the NFAC, both at two different times, saying regardless of who wins the presidential election, Trump or Biden, there's going to be race wars in the streets. Do you think that's true, or do you think that's just fake news?
Again, I'm telling you that there's fringe groups in every organization. Okay, whether you be on the Republican side, and again, I am the conservative Republican. You know, I do have one opponent that's very similar. The other one is wherever. Okay, but you have fringe groups on the left. You have fringe groups on the right. I don't know if there's such thing as a fringe group in the middle, but there probably is.
Yeah.
Okay. No, America has endured quite a bit. Okay, and it's almost 300-year existence, and quite frankly, it'll endure even more. And so I don't think that that would be a huge change. But when you talk about reforms in criminal justice and things like that, you have to remember it was Trump that got the First Step Act passed. After 25 years, you finally had legislation with regard to criminal justice, okay? And so if I'm a black guy and I'm voting on criminal justice on one issue, I don't see why you're not voting for Trump on that one.
Well, I don't remember their names. I didn't come prepared to argue that point with you, but I do know also that Trump got a lot of his little crony buddies, you know, out of the heat. And, you know...
Well, let's put it this way. The law Joe Biden passed in 1994, Michelle Alexander wrote a book called The New Jim Crow. Okay? So all you got to do is say Joe Biden equals the new Jim Crow, and that should be it as far as you're concerned, and go the other way on this one.
Wow,
Why did she
that's
write that
a
book?
powerful
Okay?
statement.
That's it. You go read Michelle Alexander's book. It's all about that crime law that he passed in 1994. Okay, so he wrote it.
And we're going to have an argument about
Yes,
that.
we are, yes.
Yes, I know that we are, but we're not going to do it here on Facebook. You've been listening
Maybe next
to,
time,
yes, you've been listening to Rachelle Wilson in an honest conversation, a transparent conversation with a very transparent man. He doesn't hold it back. The incumbent city council at large, Ciro Adams. And so what you see is what you get. The man is not fake. He may be whatever you think he is, but he's not fake. He's very transparent. And I believe that that's one of the things that you can always count on from Ciro Adams. And I'm just saying that personally, my relationship with you.
Well, thank you very much, Rachelle. And hey, I really appreciate your time and certainly appreciate your audience listening to this.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
For tuning in. And November 3rd, right?
November 3rd, very important day.
Okay.
Yeah, please vote Ciro Adams. Thank you very much.
We'll see you later, okay, on the next edition of Rachelle Wilson, the Make Some Intelligent Noise Political Power Hour. Have a great night. Peace and grace.
Bye-bye.